Hello, guys. Hey, this is Pamela Howard, and I am your luxury event planning specialist. So excited about today. For the month of July, we've been talking about everything plans. What is a plan? Different types of plans, and how do you actually work with different types of plans and who's planning. And so I am so excited. Today, we're going to be talking about for the month of August, we're going to be talking about the processes for these plans. And I'm so excited. I have some great tips for you. It's Monday midday message, and we just have a few minutes. So I hope you've already grabbed your donuts, coffee, tea, soda, chips, whatever you need. I am here to give you a few things. So, what is the process of planning an event? That is the question that I would love for you to put in comments, whether you're viewing me from, if you're viewing me from YouTube, if you're viewing me on Facebook. Had a little difficulty there. Sorry. So wherever you're viewing me from, I'm asking that you would please go there and put in what is your process for planning an event. I would love to hear what your plan of a process is. So the first tip I do want to share with you about your processes for planning an event is that you have to develop your event goals and objectives. That is so important. The very first step in planning your event is to establish a tangible goal and objectives. Excuse me. If you know what your company or organization key goals before planning, you can ensure that every part of your event is going to be optimized for success. Okay. And that is one of the tips. Now, I'm going to give you a quick example. Before you begin crafting your specific goals and objectives, for example, if you work at a university, okay, because I do have some corporate America people. If you work for a university in the admissions department, for example, and your goal is to woo prospective applicants, your purpose might be to educate potential applicants about the program or the offerings in the campus or vibe. And finally, your objective would be to create the roadmap to achieving your goals. Objectives are more specific than the goals, and they should be written in detail to define how you're measuring your success. Okay. Now, the next tip that I want to give is I want to tell you about some strategic planning process steps. Okay. We've already determined that we have to determine a strategic objective, okay? But the next thing you want to do is determine your strategic position, okay? Determine your strategic position. What is it exactly that you have to accomplish? What are your actual duties, okay? And then you want to prioritize all those objectives. Once you have come to a clear objective, you want to start prioritizing those objectives. Now you can do more of a strategic plan. Planning, remember, it's a thought, it's something that you want to do, it's an action. But now you can get more strategic about developing that plan. Execute and manage your plan. That's another process in planning. You have to execute it, and then you have to actually manage it throughout the process. Review and revise the plan. I'm going to say it again. Review, revise the plan. Review and revise the plan. Review and revise the plan. Throughout your planning process, you want to be constantly reviewing, updating, revising that plan as much as you need to. Okay. Take my word for it. Once it's done, it's not necessarily always done. And if you're a member of Plan Process, you will understand why, because you've been to one of my workshops. Every business should have a strategic plan, but the number of businesses that clearly communicate one might surprise you. Now, I did a little bit of research, okay? And this research was from On Strategy. And On Strategy showed about 86% of executive teams spend less than 1 hour per month discussing the strategy. And 95% of a typical workforce doesn't even understand its organization strategy, okay? And because so many businesses fail in their event planning processes, you can get ahead of the game by using a strategic plan. Now, later this month, I'm going to be doing a workshop about strategic plans when it comes to events, and I would love to have you come in on this. Is for members of Plan, Process, and Strategy. There's no fee, but if you're not a member and you want to take advantage of this, it's only a merely $10 to join. Very low cost, because this is some information based on research that I've received. So it's I've made it mine, but I had to do the research. Okay, so other things, another tip, have an event calendar and have an event calendar URL. So important. And I know a lot of people are using like Google Calendar to share this and share appointments and stuff like that, but you need an actual event calendar, especially if you're planning events for your organization or planning events for your actual company. People need to know where they can find it and get to it right quick. Remember, when people are online, okay? When people are online, you have to think like they think. How are they finding you? They're probably on a mobile device, a tablet, an iPhone, or an Android phone. So you need to make sure all of your event stuff in that process is user friendly, mobile user friendly. Although people do use their laptops or they may have a desktop, 9 times out of 10, if they're going to browse and if they're going to be looking for something specific, they're going to be on a mobile device. So, doing your plans and doing your processes, you want to make sure things are being processed to set up to attract your actual target market, attract those that are using those type of mobile devices. Okay. And secondly, you want to also have an event calendar, not a PDF, not a Word document, but you want your event calendar to actually be a URL. It's going to be easy to share. It's going to be easy for other people to share. It's going to be even quicker for people to actually come and find you. And also, you should have it also, what's the word I'm looking for? Integrated so that it can attach to your event registration page. Very, very important. All of those processes need to be taken care of. And also, I think I put the cart before the horse, but yeah, I said plugins for your event tickets. I did put that. So, without further ado, those are the few tips that I have today for the midday message. Um, I also just want to clearly talk. Let me see. I think I had another objective for you. Okay. So this is a common event goal. Okay. This is one good common event goal and objective, whether you're running a music venue or a house of worship. Okay. Because listen, not only people are planning events for actual income gain, some people are trying to reach people spiritually, some people are trying to brand, showcase who they are, their products, their services. There are common event goals. Everyone has a common event goal and objective that apply to events across the industry. And I'm going to give you a few examples right here, okay? This is going to get your wheels turning just a little bit. So consider how to define your own goals. But this is just an example, okay? This goal is sell tickets. Say your goal is to sell tickets. Pretty straightforward, right? Okay. The objective is to set a target number of tickets. That's your objective in selling your tickets. Your goal is to sell tickets, okay? The objective is to set a target number for your tickets that you hope to sell. Now, be realistic, but don't make it too easy to achieve, okay? You do want a challenge because, again, your goal is to sell tickets, all right? Use ticket sales data from past events. If you've never done an event, then, of course, you would just maintain this data. Come up with a feasible number. Now, we talked about the objective and we talked about the goal. And your goal would be what? You're increasing awareness of your brand and business. That is it. So, selling tickets. My goal is to sell tickets. That's all I do. Okay. So, in another light, in addition to what I do as a luxury event planning specialist, I'm also contracted with a multifamily property. And so one of my goals is to lease. One of my goals is just to lease. I go to properties that have below B and C averages. Okay. That means their occupancy is very, very low. And I go to these people, and my job, because I'm a specialist at what I do, is to get it up to an A, which is basically a 93 and above. That is my goal. When I set those goals, that's my goal, least. Then my objective is to see how many people I need to get within a short time frame or particular time frame. And then I have to put together the process, the plan, and the strategy for that. All right. So without further ado, remember that if you're making comments, thank you so much for liking this tip. I hope you enjoyed Midday Message. And just remember, wherever you're following me from, whatever Facebook group or page, or whether you're on YouTube, just make sure that you allow StreamYard to access wherever you're streaming from so that I can respond to your comments while I'm in Midday Message. Otherwise, I will go back throughout the day and check all those sites where you were viewing me from, and I will comment. I will also put some information in there for you to learn more about some of the workshops that we have in plan, process, and strategy. Also, there will be information about how you can become a member. All of my workshops are free. Most of all the workshops are free or very low cost to my members. And for those that are just friends of us, you can get them at a low cost as well. So thank you again for joining me for Midday Message. My name is Pamela Howard. I'm your luxury event planning specialist, and I wish you a well-planned day. Have a fabulous day. Bye.